good morning. How are you?
I'm good.
You're not good?
I'm a bit sleepy.
Oh, you're a bit sleepy. Okay. Wait for a minute. I'm going to check your homework. Okay, so your first water saving method is to use less water when you wash your car or bike. And
Yeah.
okay, so I already checked your homework. So now let's proceed to our next lesson. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen now. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so today we are going to talk about myths. Do you know what are myths?
Uh, Legends about God, devil, a lot of ancient things.
Yes. So, myths are traditional stories or especially concerning with early history of people, or maybe some are natural, but there are also some who are supernaturals, right? Which involves power and anything.
Okay.
Okay, so now we are going to read the Greek myth, right? Have you heard of Greek myths?
Mm,
There
yes,
are a
I
lot.
did.
Yes, there are a lot of Greek myths. So now we are going to read one of the Greek myths, which is Pandora's box. Have you heard of this myth before? The Pandora's box?
No.
No, okay. So it's really a nice myth, or it's a nice story. Okay. But in order to read the story, we need to number these sentences here. So the number one is provided. So we need to complete the story before we can read what happened. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so here the number one is the first thing that happens here is that Pandora was a beautiful woman.
Can you wait me a bit? Just a bit.
Okay, okay, it's okay.
Done.
Okay,
Mm,
okay now.
Okay.
So number one was Pandora was a beautiful woman. Now, can you tell me, or do you know what is the number two?
Two. The king of the gods gave her a little box.
Yes, the king of the gods gave her a little box, and then
Uh, uh, he told her never to open it, and gave the key to the husband.
yes, very good, and then
Um, Pandora was very curious about the box,
and
and one day wait, not that. She asked her husband to open it, but he always said no.
yes,
Okay. Um, One day he fell asleep, and she stole the key. Mm, She opened the box, and all troubles of the world flew out. Pandora tried to catch them, but it was too late. Pandora sat and cried. Then the last thing flew out. The last thing was hope.
okay. So now can you read the story?
Okay. Okay. Just wait. Pandora was a beautiful woman. The king of gods lived there's a little box. He told her never to open it and gave the key to her husband. Pandora was very curious about the box. She asked her husband to open it, but he always said no. One day he fell asleep, and she stole the key. She opened the box, and all the troubles out of the world flew out. Pandora tried to catch them, but it was too late. Pandora sat and cried. Then the last thing flew out. The last thing was hope.
Okay. So this myth is all about Pandora's box. But you know what? It's not really a box. It's really a jar. But nowadays it's called a box. But the original story it says that it's a jar. Okay? So
Okay.
it was a jar and it contains all the troubles, the miseries, the problems of the world. By the way, do you know what Pandora means? The name Pandora.
Mm, no, but
Oh,
can I use Google?
yes.
Okay.
Pandora means all gifts.
Oh, oh, you did it for me.
Okay. It means all gifts. So this is what happened. So Pandora was a really beautiful woman and the king of gods. Do you know who is the king of gods in the Greek mythology?
Uh, Zeus.
Yes, Zeus. His name was Zeus. So Zeus gave him a little box. Okay.
Okay.
And a little box, or it's a little jar, but it's called box. I don't know why it's called box nowadays. And he told her never to open the jar and give the key to her husband. Do you know who is her husband?
Mm,
Her husband is Epithemius. Okay?
maybe.
Yes, her husband is Epithemius. And but Pandora was really very curious because she was made to be curious. And she was made in the likeness of Aphrodite. Do you know Aphrodite?
I forgot.
She's also a goddess, a Greek goddess.
Okay.
Okay, so Aphrodite is a Greek goddess, and um,
Let's
she's
go.
really
Move.
beautiful. She have
Wait me a bit. Wait me a bit.
okay,
Okay.
okay. So yes, that's what happened, and that's why she wants to her husband to open the box, but her husband always said no. That's why she stole the key and opened the box, and all of the troubles, the miseries, all of the problems in the world flew out. But you know what? In this story, I think there's something wrong because in the story, the real story of Pandora's box, this book says that Pandora sat and cried, then the last thing flew out, and the last thing was hope. But you know what? In this story, it says that wait for a minute. Okay,
Uh,
in the real story, it says that the last thing remaining inside the box was hope. So it says here that before everything or all of the thing can flew out from the jar, Pandora immediately put the lid back on the jar, or she immediately closed the jar. So the last thing the last thing didn't flew out from the jar. So it the real story says that hope. which was the last thing. So hope didn't come out from the jar.
Oh,
I don't know why in this book it says here that the last thing flew out on its hope, because in the real story it says that before the last thing can flew out from the jar, Pandora already put the lid or the cover of the box. So that's why the last thing, which was hope, remains inside the box. And it says that ever since, humans have been able to hold onto the hope because it still remains in the box. So in order to survive from all of the troubles, the miseries, and the problems which came out from the jar, so we humans can hold on to the hope which remains in the box. Okay?
oh, okay, okay.
Yes. So that's what happened. Have you heard of this myth before, the Pandora's box?
Just hear. I just heard about the name.
Okay, but before that, we already know about the story of Pandora. Do you know why Zeus gave her a little box? The real reason why Zeus gave her a little box.
No.
Okay, so this is because there are two brothers which are, I think it's, okay, wait for a minute.
Like son of Zeus.
What?
Like two brothers is son of Zeus, or just someone else.
Okay, okay, so it's about two brothers, which is Prometheus and Epithymius. So Epithymius was Pandora's husband. So
Okay.
Prometheus was also a god, okay, like
Okay.
Zeus, and the task was given to them by Zeus, or their task is to make living things like humans and animals. So the two of them, they are brothers, and Prometheus told Zeus if they could give humans fire. Okay? He
Okay.
wants to give humans fire. But in those times in Greek mythology, fires are only for gods. So they should not be given to humans. But Prometheus didn't listen to Zeus. So he gave fire to humans. That's why Zeus was very angry. And you know what? Prometheus was really punished for that. So I think he was sent to somewhere and she was punished. And Epithymius, his brother, even though his brother didn't give fire to humans, he was also punished. And that's why Zeus created Pandora. Okay? So it says that Pandora was really a very beautiful woman. So, as I have said earlier, she was made in the likeness of Aphrodite. She was very beautiful, she was kind, she was smart, everything. So, Zeus created Pandora. So Pandora was a human, okay? And Zeus brought Pandora to or to the world, and so that Pandora will be Epithymius' wife. Okay,
Okay.
he gave Pandora to Epithymius as his wife. So maybe it's his punishment, and that's why. But but his brother, Epithymius' brother, who gave fire to humans, already warned his brother about Zeus, that Zeus is going to trick him. But he didn't listen to Zeus because Pandora was really beautiful. So maybe she was attracted to Pandora. So this is what happened next. This is the myth about Pandora's box. So
Okay.
humans were punished by Zeus. Maybe Zeus already know that Pandora will really open the box. So this serves as the punishment for humans for accepting the fire. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, so now let's proceed. Okay, so we have here creation myths. So we have here four myths, and we don't know yet its origin or who are the writers. Now we are going to guess. Okay, you're going to
Okay.
think or you're going to guess. We have choices here: Australian Aborigines, Ethiopians, Koreans, and American Indians. So you're going to guess who among these four. Okay?
Okay.
Maybe the creator of these myths. Okay, now let's start with the first one, number one. Can you read the first myth?
Can you just give me a bit? Uh, the tiger and the bear both live in a cave. They want to become human, so they pray to one who gave them two tentacles of the garlic and some buckwheat. There were two conditions. One, they should eat only his food. Two, they should stay out of the sunlight for 100 days. The tiger gave up at the 10th day. The bear remained for 100 days and was changed into the woman.
Okay, so the bear became woman because the bear remained for 100 days. Okay,
Okay.
so now can you tell me or can you guess who are or who are the creators of this myth? So it's about a tiger and a bear who live in a cave and they wanted to become human. So they
Mm,
prayed to Huanong.
they pray to woman. This is like a Korean name.
Yes, it's a Korean name. So this Greek, no, it's not Greek. This myth is from the Koreans, okay?
Okay.
Huanong is a Korean name. And this myth is really from Korea.
Okay.
Yes, so this is from the Koreans. So this talks about a tiger and a bear who wants to become human and Huanong. So this is their god, Huanong. In the Greek, their god is Zeus, and in the Koreans, their god is Huanong. Okay, so Huanong gave them two conditions so that they could become human. So first is they should eat only this food and they should stay out of the sunlight for 100 days. And it says here that the tiger gave up after 20 days. So the tiger did not become human, but the bear remained for 100 days and was changed into a woman.
Okay.
Okay, now let's proceed to number two. Can you read the myth?
In the beginning of in the beginning, the Father of all spirits loved the Son Mother, saying, "Go and raise the spirits on earth." The Son Mother went and asked to walk on the earth. That can live. Then she went into the darkness and prayed. Her light woke up the insects and her heat melted ice, creating rivers and streams. Then she woke the birds and animals. Finally, she gave birth to two children who become our ancestors.
Okay, by the way, do you know what ancestors means?
The people that we are their children, like
Yes,
basically,
maybe they are our great 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 grandparents, right?
yeah,
Okay.
like very old.
Yes, very old. And some of them are already dead, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, in the beginning, the father of all spirits, how about this? It talks about father of all spirits and son mother.
Some mother, I don't know. Like I'm not sure about this.
I think this myth talks about the origin of the world or the creation of the world.
My thing is Australian. Okay.
Yes. Yes, this myth is from Australia, though. This myth is from the Australian Aborigines. So this myth talks about the creation of the world, right?
Right.
Okay. So because Father of all spirits woke the Sun Mother, saying, "Go and wake the spirit." So it says that maybe the spirits are still sleeping on Earth. So Sun Mother has to or needs to wake the spirits on Earth. So that's why the Sun Mother went, and as she walked on the Earth, plants grew. And then she went into the dark mountain caves. Her light woke the insects, and her heat melted the ice,
Okay.
creating rivers and streams. Then she woke the birds and animals. Finally, she gave birth to children who became our ancestors. Okay, now how about number three?
The woman and the man dreamed that they were in God's tree. They saw a red shining egg. So they sang and danced inside the egg. They were crazy with desire to be born. So God, the dream creator, answered it. He said, I birthed this egg. The woman is born and the man is born. Together they will die, live and die. They will always be born, die, and be born again between and the Atlantic and Pacific.
Okay, do you know?
Uh,
Um,
Ethiopians.
this is from.
Ethiopians.
Why can you say that it's from the Ethiopians? Because.
Because they are in like I'm pretty sure because they Ethiopian like
Okay, by the way, do you know the title of this myth? It's called The Meaning of Meaningless.
oh,
This myth is called The Meaning of Meaningless. And it's really this myth is made to, to really know what's the meaning of life.
like Ethiopian is in the middle of Atlantic and Pacific, so it's maybe
Mm-hmm.
to Ethiopian.
Okay. So it's from, you know what, this is really from the Ethiopians.
When you cross at Australian Aborigines,
What? Oh,
uh,
okay. I'm sorry. Okay, Ethiopians. Okay, so this was called the meaning of meaningless because this myth was created to really know the real meaning of life. Okay, so it says here that the woman and man dreamed that they were in God's dream, and they saw a great shining egg. So they sung and danced inside the egg. So they were crazy with desire to be born. So God's still dreaming. Okay, so it says here that God is still dreaming. So maybe God is still asleep while He created them. And He did so. He sang, I break this egg. The woman is born and the man is born. So together they will live and die. They will always be born, die, and be born again between the Atlantic and the Pacific. Okay, now how about the last one, the number four?
what the friends are sitting in the club. He told the man to make a coffin. Then he buried the man in the coffin for 7 years. During that time, it rained fire and the mountain were made. Walked up the coffin and man jumped out. Walked to some of his lot and met a woman. They married and had 30 children, but the man was ashamed to his them. Then he came and killed anymore and spirit.
Okay,
And
it talks about walk.
and his God is in
I can't hear you.
really? You can't hear me.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Owak is a American Indian god. So
Walk is a.
American Indians God.
American Indians God, but they became African. Do you know Africans?
Yeah.
They are Ethiopians.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe this was all like they was all about each other. Like they
Yes.
connect.
Yes. So maybe it's Ethiopians and also American Indians because they are connected, right?
Well, yeah.
Yes. Because when we when we talk about walk, so it is an American Indian god. But when we talk about Africans, when we say Africans, they are Ethiopians, right?
Okay, maybe. Uh, no.
Okay.
Okay.
So maybe this too. Okay. Now, aside from these meats, do you know some meats from your country?
Um, yeah, a lot, but I cannot remember the name. Like the name is in Vietnamese, but I cannot remember all of the name.
Okay. You can't remember the name. It's okay. So, okay, so since we don't have much time left, I want to give you a homework, okay? And
Okay.
in your homework, I just want you to tell me just one myth from your country, okay?
Okay.
Or just this, you can send me the summary of the myth, okay?
Okay.
Just the summary, okay? So we don't have much time left, so I have to go now. So see you next time. Bye bye, and have a good day.
Bye.